everyone, I have been sent this lovely book actually by the illustrator Lotte Forde. She's asked me to sort of show you the book really, and so that's what I'm going to do. So it's a lovely looking book. It's Colour the Forest and it's volume 2. There is obviously a volume 1 which she's brought out. This is her third book. It says here, Fantastical Journey into the World of Trees, book 3 in the colour book series. I think there's an underwater one. I can't quite remember. I don't know whether it'll tell us on the back. No, we just have a selection of pictures on the back. But a sample of images. We'll have a proper close look inside in a minute. And it says here, lotteforde.com, there is happiness in colouring. Well, she's right, isn't she? So that is the cover. It's a matte cover. The book is A4 size for those of you in the UK, you'll know what I mean. Just sort of standard letter size. It is an Amazon printed book, actually printed in Poland. This particular one, which means that I don't know if when you have American Amazon print books whether they come in your standard letter size or not. I don't know how it all works, but here we go. I'm just checking the light. It's the sun's shining. I've closed my blind, I've put my lamp on, so I'm hoping we're okay. So we've got our green cover. Should we dive in? Let's have a little look. It seems brighter on this side of my desk. I don't really know why. I think the sun's coming on that side of the room and just peeping out from behind the blind. Okay, so we have our title page. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. It does look really dark. Hang on. Oops, sorry. I want to turn my lamp up a bit. Maybe that will help us. I think that's a bit better. I'm not really sure. The problem is my camera adjusts to the light, so I hope it's going to be okay. So here is our that's interesting. Look, here is a QR code to get a free colouring book. So anyone who signs up to her newsletter, so you can scan the QR code, so you don't even have to have this book to do that. I'm sure she'd be happy for anybody to sign up to her newsletter on lotteforde.com, and you can get a free colouring book. So that's really fantastic. So here is the picture. This is the picture from the cover. I don't know whether it repeats again or if that's just one to colour there, but that's rather cute. We've got little critters looking through the door. Okay, now we have a This Book Belongs To page. It's a very sweet looking page. I can come in a little closer actually. There we go. I'll zoom out if I need to, but we can just see we've got 3 trees with swings and different things hanging from them. It's very sweet, a lovely sort of nighttime scene. It says trees talk to each other at night. I think that's really cute. So it's a lovely page at the beginning. Oh, and now we have a welcome page. Let's go out a little so you can see. Welcome to Colour the Forest Volume 2. Have you seen the little elf on the mushroom? Did you spot the boy astride a toad in the high grass? What would you think is for sale in the mushroom shop? Welcome to the second volume of Colour the Forest, where you meet all beings, big and small, that live in the fantastical forest. Discover more houses and small places in this imaginary land of trees. Remember, size doesn't matter. You can find a home in the smallest flower bud or on the tallest tree. Find your favourite place and people in the forest and bring the world to life with your colour. I hope you have as much fun discovering and colouring this second volume of Colour the Forest as I had dreaming it all up and drawing it. We have some cute little trees at the bottom, which are all houses, which is rather fun. Quite small. Okay, we have a tips on colouring page. I might read you that just as it's there. Test pages come in handy if you want to try out different colouring techniques. Here you can test your pens and pencils, see how they work on this paper. Instead of leaving the page blank, there are a few small mushrooms on the page. We'll probably colour one of these. If you're not into testing colours, you can use it as another colouring page. A lot of people find coloured pencils are best. You can blend and mix your colours and there's no wet ink bleeding into the paper. I deliberately left the reverse side of all the colouring pages blank. This is to avoid any colouring of the previous page showing or leaking into the next illustration. Each drawing has its own page to avoid messing up other drawings. I mean, that's brilliant. It means that if you like pens, you can use the pens, you know, and it should be fine. It's a good idea to place a loose blank paper behind the page you are working on. If you use pen or liquid inks to colour, the spare paper will help prevent any leaky colour appearing on the next illustration of the book. I even find it's worth doing if you're using pencil because any indentations don't go through. Oh. The extra paper can also avoid dents appearing on the next page. Obviously I read that, I didn't. This may happen especially when applying pressure with your pencil as you work. So we've got a lovely selection of little mushroom / toadstool houses here. I'm really aware that the sun's gone in, bear with me. I'm just going to open my blind. Ooh, makes a good noise, and reset my lamp, and hopefully we can get a better view. Maybe I'm just messing and it's not making any difference. Right, so on this side we have a little title, and here we have our picture. So we're called On the Move. There's a lot going on actually in this picture. So we have a bird, a little mouse, parachute, a unicycle, a snail ride, a toad ride, a little leaf boat. Such a lot of fun. And this one's quite good if you don't like doing a whole big page. You've got little segments to do, which is rather fun. Neighbours, this is called, and it makes sense. We've got two houses right next to each other and with lots going on. We've got a nice frame. I rather like that in a picture where you can do a sort of piece of framework. You can use some sort of pens if you want the frame to stand out, or whatever you want really. And then we have little detailed houses, which is really fun. Look at this little chap. He's great fun. Okay, tall trees. Now this is a much smaller, much more detailed page, but looking at it for me, if I use something like Ergosoft, I feel that I could get into these details okay. But on the other hand, I feel like you could just go over with a pastel, make a night sky and silhouette it with black or browns if you wanted to, so that you didn't have to do all those details. There are different options there for you, but it is rather pretty. Oh, the sun has come out. Brilliant. Hold on a moment. If I draw the blind down lower, I think that helps us a little bit. I really hope that you can see. I should have recorded this morning before it came round, but the children were here. We have a very cute little elephant, and look, it's got a little flower for the little mouse. It's just really cute. And they've got, look, the little hammock and a ladder going up and a nice floral detail around. I really like that. Harmony, this one's called. And we have quite an interesting, you know, tree going through with little houses and living arrangements. I think that's really sweet. Again, there's some smaller details, but it's not as small as the, well, a few bits are, but I think with a sharp pencil you could do that one. Cliff house. So this is fun. We have quite big, I guess this is a cliff. To me it looks a bit tree trunky, but I guess it's a cliff, so you colour it as rock. Of course you could do it as a tree trunk if you wanted. Look at that swing. Look at that. You won't catch me on there. How do you even get on there? Did you jump? No, not for me. Look at this little room. It's fun. It's a lovely picture. Huckleberry gnome. So rather like Huckleberry Finn, I'm guessing. He's wandering off. But look, he's got his little leaf boat, a nice oar. This one's quite fun. There's some smaller detailed flowers, but some larger details. You could use some fine liners for those if they're a little small. So that would be okay, and then it would show up if you use pencils here. It would be quite a bright framework round, so I think that could be fun. Oh, gnome nest. So we have a telephone. It's like a hallway, isn't it, with a phone and bags and wellies, and down a little shelf with some kites and things. They're in bed, and there's the fire with the bellows. Little trapdoor, look, goes down to the wash tub and the sort of pantry. Or maybe the kitchen. I don't know. That's rather fun. Hometown. This is nice because we've got little bunches of mushrooms, so you can do little batches bit by bit if that's what you quite fancy doing. That's rather fun. Heart home. And we have a heart, nice for Valentine's, and we have a lovely stone house in there with some really pretty florals around the edge. Some of them are the same, some of them are different, so you can just choose how to colour those. That's rather fun. Jumping Jack, a lovely frog or toad, not sure. We've got some quite big leaves going around there, nice little sort of berries, but little mushroom houses at the bottom, so that's rather fun. Chestnut homes. So look, we have these horse chestnut shells or chestnut shells and a lovely leaf. And inside, these are quite small, aren't they? Got some little details in there. That's rather fun. Look at the little teeny duck on there. It's really sweet. Gift for Gramps. I'm guessing this is Gramps and this is his gift. It's a little mushroom. We've got a lot of details going on. It's like a workshop he's been carving. There's some sawdust or some shavings and all sorts of little bits and pieces up here. That's rather fun. Rainy day. Oh, so we've got a nice pretty border, lovely plants in the background, little mushroom, and it's open. It says fish food. That's interesting. There's all sorts, there's some apples and things like that as well. It's like it's a little shop. She's got a fish and bits and pieces, but it's raining. That's interesting. Heart tree. So we have another heart-shaped one. Lovely tree trunk through the middle and then just a heart shape of leaves going around. It's really pretty. We've got a little chair up here and a telescope. It's rather fun. Raven tree. Oh, there they are, look. Well, look at their got their hats on. It's really cute. Little tiny houses all through. That's such fun. Little he's got wings. Fairy? I'm not sure. Mouse on the unicycle. I just spotted that. Look at the stars come out of the chimney. It's rather fun. Pumpkin patch. So this is a nice Halloween-y themed one. We have a fairy. We have a sort of dressed up animal there, and one in the cart, which is so cute. And then we have various sort of Halloween vibes going on with the broomstick, magic potion. We have a spider and a scary faced cat and ghosts and things like that. And there's a pair of spectacles hanging there, which I think is rather fun. Tree circle. So this is almost like a mandala type design. There's some repeating patterns going on. We have the trees around the edge. I think they're all each tree is the same, but the details on them differ. And then around here similar. Some of these opposite bits are the same, so that's rather fun. Secret gate. Oh, that's rather fun. So we have lovely trees with sort of blossoms in, and this be the gate, and there are keys hanging up. Lots and lots of keys. So one of the keys is the key to the gate. There's a picture of a key there telling you have to find the right one. That's rather fun. School tree. Wow. So we have a path going all the way up, and then we have a classroom. We have a telescope and sort of star things. We have musical instruments up here and a library there. That's rather fun. Hanging out. Oh, how sweet is that? So we have our elephant little girl. I have a little one here as well. And another heart shape, which is always very nice. Cone homes. That's almost Christmassy to me. I don't know why I would sort of associate pine cones with Christmas. And look, there's a bit of what looks like holly to me. I'd probably make that a Christmassy theme. But that's rather fun. Tree stump. So we've got these little mushrooms growing out of the tree stump, which are houses. This is also a house, lots of windows. It's rather sweet. Autumn homes, so that's nice. We've just got lots of leaves and a few homes here, but I think look, there's a seahorse and a fish in that one. That's rather sweet. So that's rather fun. There's lots of different leaves to practice. Secret garden. Now this is the one from the front, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the one from the front and they're peeping out. It's called Secret Garden, so you could draw something beyond the door. What would you draw? I can't draw. I'd probably do maybe a galaxy type, colours, magic, something like that, because I can't draw. We'll see. Ah! This book comes with a second set of illustrations. They are the same wonderful drawings you've enjoyed so far a second time around. You can give each drawing another go. Try out something completely different, use new techniques, media and colours and have fun. So here we go, these are all the same. So I won't necessarily show you those again. Let's go through, let's go through to the end. So here is a little thank you note with her Instagram, Twitter and Pinterest. I actually do follow her on Instagram. I need to subscribe to her newsletter though. This is asking you to review from Amazon, which I will do. A little bit about the author. I think I might read this. You may struggle to see. It's a very pretty garden picture. Lotte Forde is an author and illustrator. Her illustrations are all hand-drawn with pen and paper. The drawings are whimsical, playful and full of lovely detail. She creates fantastical worlds inspired by nature and the world around her. She lives with her husband in rural Ireland. They have a small garden with lots of beautiful flowers and a shed full of tools for tinkering in their spare time. Sometimes the neighbour's cat comes to visit their estate. And let's see, what else have we got? So these are, Colour the Sky. I was wrong, it wasn't a water book, it was a sky book. That's right, there were lots of clouds and sky and buildings. And there's her first book, Colour the Forest. And then I now have a selection of the illustrations from my books, as well as unique one-off pieces available to buy as PDF downloads as her Etsy shop, so you can print any of them, giving you more options. Okay, and there is the last page. So we're going to try and colour, we'll colour something from the test page, because they're little individual pieces. I'm just going to dash off, actually no, I don't need to, I need to stand up. Grab some paper to put behind the page. I've got a couple of pieces on my windowsill which I just grabbed. Let's put them behind there. I've got my Staedtler pencils here, which I think are probably the best for these small details. Let's come in a lot closer. I'm zooming in on nothing. It's fantastic, isn't it? Should we do this one? Oops. Let's do this one. Let's bring it into the middle. I've got my Ergosofts here, just because they happen to be on the desk. So that was handy. So let's grab, let's do the top part in a nice bright red to start with. Maybe some reds and oranges. So I'm going to start with 29. It's the red, the reddest red that I've got. What I'm going to do is actually ignore the dots because they're quite small, and pop those back in with pen at the end. So I'm going to put quite a thick layer of red down first and then start to fade it. Now I'm thinking about these windows. Through these glass I think we might just see a bit of the faded red from behind. We'll do the same on the other one. Now this is Amazon paper. It's feels okay to me. It's a little bit toothy, not too bad. Obviously this is printed in Poland, so I don't know whether her books will be if you order them from Amazon. It's always a little bit difficult to know what you're going to get, because getting hot. Number 2 I'm going to use, which is sort of orangey red. I'm going to go back over all of it. I'm just going to have to unzip my top. My temperature's all over the place at the moment. It's it's my age. But I'm having like hot flushes about 10 times a day. Whew. But anyway, it is sunny and warm today, so that might have something to do with it. But I'm thinking these pencils are going down nicely, but Staedtlers usually do. work well on most papers. I haven't actually, I'm just going to have to take my top right off. I haven't actually found a paper that they don't work on, so that's rather good. Oh. Right. Whew, sorry about that. Now I'm going to skip to a slightly lighter orange. I'm going to go to number 4 just to brighten it up for our last layer. Now the good thing that I know with Staedtlers is that I can put white pen on top and it will show up nicely. I'm just going to put a bit on there. Some pencils bleed into white pen, but only certain colours. So I used to be really nervous of Prismas because they do that, but I've discovered that only 2 of them do it. So out of 150, that's pretty good. And Black Widow, there's a few that do it too. There we go. Oh, I just colour out of the lines by loads. Oh. Grab my eraser. So I hope everyone's doing well. I've actually just had 4 days off. When I say off, you know, I don't really work. I don't consider this to be working. I'm going to use 77 to do a little bit inside there. Really lightly. I like it when it's sort of slightly browny grey. Yes, so I've husband had he had 4 days off work, so I had number 8 4 days off from recording anything and doing much on social media or doing editing and things like that, so that was interesting. I always feel like, I was saying to my son, I never feel like I need a break, but when I do have one I feel a little bit more refreshed in that I've got a few more things to talk about, things like that. And my son said, well, it shows you need a break, and I said, well, I don't need a break, but maybe, you know, anyway, it doesn't matter. It was rather fun. He wanted some new clothes. This is number 80. I'm going to use it for this bit. So we went to a shopping mall and went where there were lots and lots of different clothes shops, and he found some. He wanted something for work. He's got a promotion. Not a promotion. That's not the right word at all. He's got a new. He's moving to a different. I'm going to use this one as well, and then I'm going to use some of the darker one as on top of it. He's moving to a new department. It's not a promotion at all. He's on the same wage. He's got the same amount of responsibility. In fact, a bit less. Not that he's a manager or anything anyway, but his job is less responsible. I can't really explain it. Anyway, I know what I mean. Number 8, but it can sometimes be a bit more customer facing. So he wanted some slightly smarter clothes, so we went and got him some shirts, like overshirts. You know, he wanted to wear like black jeans and then have sort of overshirts to look tidy. So he did that, and he found everything he wanted, which was really good. And I managed to find some things as well. Oh dear. I'm going to do the window frame with number 8 as well, up here. So yeah, I got a hoodie, which is what I just took off. It was far too hot. And a little jacket and a handbag. So that was rather nice. But he did get 2 pairs of jeans, about 7 shirts, 5 t-shirts, boots, undies, the lot, socks, everything. I'm going to use this really nice 11, really bright, warm, welcoming yellow for inside here. So yeah, he got a lot, and we sort of had lunch out, but I took my lunch because not being able to eat anything, I took myself something, but he grabbed a sort of sandwich. We had some nice coffees. Number 52 went to Starbucks. I don't actually, they burn their coffee a bit too much for my liking. I'm going to use the same green for the grass. Yeah, it's a bit too strong, but it was what it was. I had a cup of coffees. I can't believe how much it was for 2 cups of coffee. Oof. Anyway, for the doorstep, I'm going to use the dark grey, number 8. I think it will stand out then from the sort of mushroom base. Making it a bit darker. This isn't quite as dark as I would like. I'm going to bring in it a bit darker. That's better. I don't know whether you can see a significant difference, but I can feel it. It's different. And I'm going to do the door in red, I think. So the 29, I think then it will sort of match with the top, if it was my house. Well, I wouldn't. Actually, my front door doesn't match my roof. My roof is grey tiles, and my front door is a sort of cream colour. Doesn't match at all. Right, we have the plant. I'll leave that for a minute. I've got that clock as well. Do we do that? I'm thinking a sort of goldish colour. So number 16, I'm going to have to give it a sharpen. Oh, that's a nice, good sharpener. It's, oh yeah, I changed the blade, didn't I? I think I'm going to make it darker on the edges, a bit lighter towards the middle, like that. I don't know if that quite works, but it's done now. Our plant, I'm thinking maybe, do I go with a touch of blue and purple, something really different, or do I stick with our reds? I think I'm going to go with blues actually. A blue pot, 33. I'm just going to sharpen. You can grab yours while I'm sharpening. There we go. I'm saying grab yours. I'm sure most of you aren't colouring along because you probably don't have the book. It's quite a new release, I think. There's number 33. And then we're going to do the little flower. I'm going to just use this pale blue, number 30. Now I haven't, I'm just going to tidy up my colouring a bit here. In fact, I might just make it a little bit darker around there while I'm just adding in a bit of colour. There we go. Now under each of these little circles on the toadstool, I like there to be a little bit of shadow, so then it looks a bit more like they're raised dots. Use my brown for that. I'm going to use the 77. But I used the sort of underside of the 77 that I used for the underside. Just going to go underneath them. It may not really work until you put some white on. Might have been wise to put this after in case I go over the top of it with my white, but the problem with that is that I probably smudged the white. I'm going to put a bit of a shadow under there. I think doing the flower in darker colours, maybe I should have done the actual flower with the plant, makes it look a bit more silhouetted against the window, which I think works well. It's just a coincidence. There we go. I'm going to, what's I going to do? Oh yeah, grab my light grey, number 80, and colour in here, because that wasn't supposed to be brown, it was supposed to be grey brown. Colour over that. There we go. Now I'm going to get some white. I'm going to use a Posca, I think. You don't need to worry too much about covering the top line of the circle, but you want to try and keep the bottom one to add to that sort of shadow effect. Now if you've got a beige or a different colour, you might prefer not to do white. I like white because there are red and white mushrooms / toadstools. My husband was watching a programme about fungi the other day. It was showing them in slow motion letting their spores out, which was quite fascinating. I want to add millions of dots, but I think I should leave it there. I think I'm gonna just leave it there actually. That was rather fun. Yeah, they're great fun to colour, but I love colouring mushrooms, toadstools, you know that. So that was good. The Staedtlers work well. They go into the tooth of the paper perfectly well. I layered up a little bit. You can see they blended nicely on the paper. So that's all really good. So very happy about that. Yeah, I shall... yeah, I probably won't complete this page, so this picture will be all you'll get. I won't complete the page and show you, because I can use this to test other pencils if I want to, or pens and things like that, because I might do, as I suggested in the flip through, some of them might work with pens, so I may just try them to see whether they bleed into the paper. I don't have any in here, so I've gone all cold and shivery now, for goodness sake. So yeah, I will test them, because you know I'm not very good at using pens anyway, so, but as I say, I haven't got any in here apart from this white pen. This is paint pen, it's not the same, but there we go. So that's a fun little book by Lotte Forde. Sorry, I'm turning it over, you can't see. Yeah, and it's rather like the R.J. Hampson's, where you get a repeat of the pictures again. So it's a fairly thick book. You get quite a lot of pictures, which is nice. And yeah, so, and I sort of thought, you know, if you're that type of person, I'm not, you could potentially, if there's someone else in your household, or you have a friend that colours, you could even cut the book in half and then have half the pages each, and then share it, and then compare your colouring. You could do that, or you know, or you could just buy a copy each and colour it in your own copy if you want to. If you don't like the idea of breaking a book, I don't think I do, but it was just an idea came into my head, and I just thought I'd have to share it. But there we go. I'm going to go now, but thank you so much for watching. So this is from Amazon. There will be a link in my description for where you can find the book. It'll be my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any more money if you buy through my affiliate link, but it gives me a little bit of commission, which all adds up, and helps me buy more pencils, because obviously I need more. I've just ordered some more. So there we go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do have a really super day, and happy colouring.